Hello, hello, welcome for another episode of Author Spotlight. Hey, it's your host with the most, your main man, Darren M. Palmer. Excited to be with you, where I get the honor and the privilege to go behind the scenes with best-selling authors from across the globe. Today, we got my girl, the queen herself, Miss Jodi Greve. Say hello to the people, Jodi.
What's up, everybody?
Awesome, man. Jodi, we glad to have you here. For those who follow the podcast, they know that you're not a stranger to the Self-Publishing 30 Days family. Just wanted to get with you today because if people don't know it, they'll see it in the show notes. Jodi has another book, my people. So Jodi, if you don't mind, share with them the name of the new book and why did you write this book?
The new book is Conquering Kilimanjaro, and it is detailing my adventure basically in conquering Mount Kilimanjaro over in Tanzania, Africa. And so much of my life was changed from this one experience. And there were so many different lessons that were taught to me that I feel like can apply to anyone in any part in their life. And so I just wanted to be able to share the story, and hopefully people can learn lessons from my mistakes and not have to make the same ones themselves.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Jodi. Now, I know some of the people are thinking to themselves, like, Jodi, I know you can do the yoga, you can do Pilates, you can do some cardio, you can do strength training, HIIT workouts. You know, what possessed you to get up out of that good, comfortable bed that you have and decide to go across the world and be able to climb a mountain? So can you talk to us about the psyche and the reason why you chose to go on that journey?
So I am a very competitive person, and I am not an avid hiker or climber, if you will. The longest hike I'd ever been on before was like 5 miles. And that was actually 7 miles. And that was part of my training for Kilimanjaro. Like I said to begin with, I'm a huge competitor, and I was very fortunate enough in college and in my collegiate coaching career, I was surrounded by elite level athletes. And I'm not just talking about the college athletes, but even professional. When I was in school, I was around Olympians, Olympic medalists, future Pro Bowlers, future NBA All-Stars. So I had a little bit inside me that was slightly jealous, and not jealous of the people themselves, but the fact that I didn't even have any sort of athletic ability to be able to begin where they were. So I wanted to be able to do something competitive and physically demanding, and Kilimanjaro came up. The first time it came up was in 2006, when I saw a friend of mine post on MySpace that she had done it. And I wanted to check it out and really see if I could do it physically, because at that time I had already had 4 knee surgeries and then wasn't earning the money to do it. So I had to fast forward up a few years. And now I've even had a back surgery and a shoulder surgery. But it was almost a why not? And I want to be able to prove that I can do something physically demanding like that my friends may or may not ever want to do or could do. But it turned out to be so much more than just that simple basis.
You know, when I hear this, Jodi, and it's just a few takeaways that I picked up out of what you just shared, and I want the audience to be able to get this. To me, just for you to be able, because I know that you stay, in great shape, but some of the things that you have been through with the surgeries, for most people, they haven't had even one surgery, and they find reasons of not, or excuses. I hit my leg one way when I was playing football. I strained some when I was running the sprint relay. Man, that was 20 years ago. You can't keep holding on to that. And just to see, the tenacity for you to be able to continue to move forward, but even take it to another level. It wasn't like you found a 10K to participate in. That would have been, something that was epic or apex for most people when it comes to a physical challenge. But then we look at you going on this journey to be able to move forward. But it's something in the book that stood out to me. And I want to bring this up for those who don't know. We don't have information for you to go get the book yourself. But I like for you to share with people, because I look at this as that is transferable. What you've been able to do throughout the surgeries, it reminds me of what you found out when you was on the journey, when you was competing, of you competing against yourself. Can you share that as far as the nugget that was given to you when you was climbing, and how you was getting frustrated, but someone gave you that wisdom nugget or whatnot of how you should have the right perspective on that journey? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Definitely. It's something that as a competitor, it was very hard for me to realize. And the group I went on this trek with, there was 10 of us. And I've always been taught in sports, in coaching, whatever, in order to win, you must come in first place. And every single day on the mountain, I was coming in dead last. And it really threw my psyche into just the spin cycle, because I'm thinking that I'm not being successful. I'm thinking that I'm not going to get to where I want to go because I'm last. And one of my guides asked me if I was okay one day, and I just faked. I didn't want to bring the rest of the group down or anything. I was like, yeah, I'm okay. He was like, no, really, are you okay? And I was like, well, it's kind of frustrating. Like, I'm dead last every single time. And he looked at me and he said, you realize there's no prize for finishing first. Somebody's already done that. It's like, you're winning because you're finishing every single day. And I was like, okay, he's got a point there. And it kind of, it resonated with me at the time, but it really did not completely click until the summit night. And that was, and it's still something that I have to remind myself. Like, I will see other people doing things with their books or doing things with their sales and whatnot. And I think that, oh, I'm coming in last, I'm not winning. But that's not true, because it's not about coming in first. It is about winning and what winning looks like to each individual. And so I'd really try and keep that perspective with, not just with me, but really portray that onto my friends. Because you can take the World Championship track meet that just happened up in Eugene, Oregon. Yes, not everybody got the gold. They compete and they train to get that gold. But for the athletes that got there, you won just to even get to that meet. The athletes that advanced to the next round, you may not have had the fastest time, but you are still winning because you're still finishing ahead of X amount of other runners. And then when you get to the finals, you're automatically top 8 in the world, not just some little demographic down here. You're number 8, you're top 8 in the entire world of runners. And so it's just trying to keep that perspective that it's not about finishing first, it's about winning.
I love it. I love it. Now, for those who are paying attention to this interview, don't miss this. Don't just get caught up. Well, Darren, I don't run the 800. We're not talking about that literally. We're talking about, where is it in your life where you're thinking to yourself because you forgot an appointment that you're not a great mom or a dad, or you think to yourself you had to be on a business trip and you missed a T-ball game. Well, you were able to catch some of the other games. The reason they were able to play T-ball because you closed the deal for them to be able to even pay. So those of you out there who are being hard on yourself, not saying that you don't need to challenge yourself, but you are winning. Remember this, it's about progression over perfection. Keep that in mind when you're looking at, when you are moving throughout your life on this journey. For those of you who are furloughed and you're thinking to yourself, I'm starting over. I didn't know that 2020 was going to happen. I didn't know it was going to be a pandemic. I didn't know I was going to have to deal with COVID. Keep in mind that, hey, you do have skills that can be transferred or translated into another area that you can benefit from for this particular area. It wasn't a wash. It wasn't a waste. And like Jodi shared, you are so far ahead than most of the world. Jodi didn't bring this up, but look at it. It's like 8.5 billion people that they say that it is in the world. Anyway, we know it's billions. How many people who have published a book? See, the target, the comfort zone is even higher for Jodi now, where there's other people out there, their goal is just to even be able to get a book done or to be able to write a chapter. So now we're looking at sales, but some people don't even have the benefit of sales because they haven't even written the book. Now, Jodi has written multiple books or whatnot, and she's still moving forward. Jodi, I know that you're doing the book, but what are some other things that you got going on now, whatnot? I know that you're a several-time author now, but I want to hear behind the scenes, what are some other things, speaking, other ways that people can connect with you?
Yes, I am a motivational speaker. I do give keynotes. I had primarily spoke with athletes, but it's actually taken different paths, and I love it just because, like I said in the beginning, my Kilimanjaro story can really relate to a lot of different people in different aspects of their lives. And so I have done keynotes for businesses, for business professional groups, and absolutely love sharing my story. And I have also recently finished up my certification with mindset coaching. So I am now a performance mindset coach and look to help business professionals and athletes work on the mindset that they need in order to achieve their specific goals and working towards those goals. So that is very recent, and that business will really start picking up next month once I am back from vacation. I've got one more vacation I am taking before I really start hammering down on that business, because I'm excited to be able to help people just get to their next win. And like you said, like, not everybody has the sales that they're looking for right now because they don't even have the book. But I was once in that spot, like, not even a year ago, wanting to get this book published and out, and couldn't even think about sales or anything like that. So there's always each step is a different win, and it's just a matter of where you are starting on that journey. And that's what I want to be able to do is help people get to that next win and help them create the mindset that they need in order to be successful.
You know, Jodi, with you bringing up that mindset, and I see it with people, and I look at how resilient you are. Can you speak to those people out there? Because there are those, whether it's a goal for an ideal weight, they want to release so many pounds, or they're looking at going back and getting a master's, or getting a GED, or they're looking at starting back over in a relationship, or continuing to move forward in the business. I see so many people out there that are 3 feet from gold, literally and figuratively, is that they don't understand the power of consistency. And when I look at your life and to be able to see the things that you have been able to accomplish, that's something that I see, is that you have grit. And it didn't stop at your collegiate level. It didn't stop in your professional level when it came to coaching. I see that you are still utilizing that in every area of your life, even right now, and moving forward with the new journey that you're on, whatnot, as far as the coaching that you're doing. So can you speak to the audience of the importance of persevering and continue to have that grit, regardless of how it looks, to keep moving forward? That's how you've been able to attain these goals. It wasn't that it just dropped in your lap. You had to work through challenges to accomplish these dreams and goals. So can you talk about the importance of that?
100%. I rely on daily motivational quotes, and that is something else that I do offer. If you text the word mindset to 38470, it'll sign you up for a daily motivational text that I send out every morning, 9 a.m. Central. And there's no extra spam or anything. It's just a daily quote. And it's seeing, repeating. I'm a very visual learner, and I'm hands-on. I need to be able to do something and able to learn. And so if I'm consistently reading something, and if I consistently see something every day that's posted up in my house, then it's a habit. Like, thinking those things, once you're reading it over and over and over again, then it becomes true. And up until probably, I guess it was 2019, December of 2019 was the first time I ever made a vision board, because I honestly thought they were cheesy as hell and they were not my jam. I didn't agree with it because I always felt like, well, if you put something on there and you don't get it, then that's just going to kill the psyche, right? And here's the thing. So in 2019, December 2019, I did it. And mind you, I hiked Kili in January 2019. So this just shows you how much that mindset shifted. So first year, I decided to go ahead and do that. I made one and I had it up in my bathroom. I had a space in between my two mirrors that I put it up there. And one of the things I had on there was the number 24. And I wanted to read 24 books in a year. And at the end of that year, I had only read 16. Now, before I would have thought, well, crap, I didn't reach my goal. That sucks. I lost at that. But that's 16 more books than I read the previous year. So in reality, I'd say that's winning. And I've actually put that on my vision board every year since. I've still not reached 24. I'm kind of behind right now on it, honestly, but it's still more books than I would have read before, simply because I see it every day. I look, and now it's actually on the back door of my bedroom. And so I sleep with my door closed. So it's the last thing I see in the morning, at night before I go to bed. And it's the first thing I see in the morning because it's right there. My door faces my bed. So speaking to that consistency, it's something that you are reading or seeing every single day to keep your mind focused on what is important for you at that moment.
I love it. It's that saturation process. And that's the thing that people got to understand. And like Jodi brought up, it's a hack. Like, I mean, if people are getting results on it, you don't have to understand it. And that's what I want people to get out here. Stop waiting till you can understand everything. You have to take, the testimonies or whatnot of others who went before you, or people who got results that you desire. And if they're saying, hey, I'm doing this is allowed for me to get here. You don't have to, if you would have understood it, you would have already done it. So take advice from people who've already walked the path before you go on that particular journey. Now, as you're talking about that right now, Jodi, I'm just laughing about it because I'm looking while I'm recording this. I got like a vision boards right in front of me that I'm looking at all the things and the stuff is manifesting. And so it reminds me of an interview that I seen with Steve Harvey with Oprah. And Oprah was telling Steve, like, Steve, I didn't know that you believed in vision board. I didn't know you were doing. He said, Oprah, if someone is as successful as you have vision boards, what do I look like not having a vision board? So that's the thing that we want those who are listening to this, regardless of what it is, like Jodi brought up. She brought up the truth. I thought the same thing. I'm like, man, this is cheesy. Here we go with the woo-woo crowd. Come on,
Exactly. But I had that same thought. It's like, well, hell, it's worked for other people. So shoot, why wouldn't it work for me?
And I had to get over myself. I said, you know what, D, if I'm looking at these people and I'm seeing the consistency, whether they believed in Christianity, didn't believe, but I'm seeing the common denominator in all these people who are accomplishing these goals, no matter their ethnicity, no matter their sexual orientation, no matter what region of the planet they're on, they're saying the same thing. If you can't hear with the Southern draw like Tim McGraw or whatnot, you ain't got to spell it out for me. I'm a country boy. We can read between the lines. So I'm looking at like, hey, I'm seeing the traction. I know some deer out here. So I'm seeing right now that this is getting people to their goals and it's a life changer. So I appreciate you sharing that, Jodi. But
yeah,
get out of here. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's crazy just because the first one that I did, I also choose a word of the year for the year. The first one I did, my word was impact. And in June, I actually received an award called the Impact Award. And I was just wanting, when I originally chose it, I wanted to be able to make an impact on, just making an impact in the community and not just being somebody that just, kind of slides underneath. I wanted to make some sort of an impact. And then in June, I got this award, and it wasn't just for this community. It was a greater community of people over several different states. So it's in the years after that, I chose Emerge. And then this year, my word is progress. And it's really amazing to see. Oh, the other thing I do is I have it saved on my phone as my screensaver. So every time I open up my phone, big letters is my word of the year.
You can't make it up. I'm recording on mine right now, but I got mine on my phone. I got mine on my phone. I even got like a little something right here too that I have of a certain thing. I got the thing right here. I had that with me. So when I'm seeing the visuals, so I keep that go. I got it right in front of me, the word, the quote, whatever it is that I'm focusing on. And it's right in there. I put it like at my desk. I got a certain, let me show this. Let's show you that this is not a joke. Like I got this.
Yep.
So I have that. I have, or whatever the quote is, whatever the physical goal, if I'm working out or whatnot, I have those things, like you say, in my restroom, because I know I'm gonna brush my teeth in the morning and at night. So I'm right by my bed. I got, like I said, so you're just planning in your subconscious mind. So all of a sudden stuff started happening. You want to like, how in the world? Like what is, and then boom, there it is. So Jodi, I appreciate you sharing the details. We don't want people to get out of here without being able to know how they can get you to come and speak, how they can learn about your services, and also, most importantly, how can they purchase a copy or copies, plural. We don't want to have any limitations there of your new book. So can you share that information, Jodi?
Yes. So you can get a copy of the book on Amazon, and the title is Conquering Kilimanjaro. Or you can go to my website, which is my name, Jodi Greve, and it's JODIGREVE.com. And that is where you can buy any copy or copies of my books that I have out, as well as put in a request to talk about coming to speak with your group, company, team, whatever it may be.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Make sure that you reach out to Jodi. Make sure that you share the information. For those of you, I'll tell you, for those who are there, we'll do, let's say, for instance, we'll do a giveaway. Want to do 5 books. So for those of you who share a post about Jodi book or whatnot, if you share something on Jodi page about her book, the book or whatnot, tell people to go buy it or whatnot, and you tag us in it, then let us know, and we're going to make sure that we order the books and be able to send you a copy of the books. But you got to tag us so we can know it. There's no way for me. I got ESPN. I don't have ESP. So if you don't tag us or tag Jodi so we can know that you even shared it, there's no way for us to know. We want to make sure we get you a copy of those books. I just want to thank you, Jodi, for coming on. I love seeing you win. I love, you're inspiration. You're inspiration for me. I just look at like, man, my girl just keep on taking it to another level. When you think it's done, Jodi hit you in the head with something else. So, so I love it. You want to, and for those who are listening to this before we close it out, have people like Jodi around you. Like Jodi talked about environment. She was around world-class athletes. She's around basically people who are goal-oriented, people who were accomplishing great feats. So that environment brings out the best version of you, regardless of not, because you can't stay satisfied with the status quo if you're hanging around extraordinary people. It's going to bring the best out of you. But it's also the opposite is true. If you're hanging around an environment that's not conducive to you going to your higher version, you're going to vibrate at another level. So keep that in mind. Associations, your environment, it affects your desires. So keep that in mind when you're looking at embarking on your journey or climbing your own mountain. You have to make sure that you're having the right people around and being intentional for us that. So before we close out, last words, Jodi, what could you say to that person who's looking at climbing a certain mountain in life right now, and they don't know if they have what it takes, or they find themselves like you were, not thinking that they're winning, or looking at it, I might be too far. I'm 45, I'm 50, I'm 30. I thought I would be further by now. What can you share with that person as some closing words or parting piece of advice before we close it out?
I really believe that if you have the ability to have a big dream, to come up with a big dream, then you have the ability to accomplish that dream. So you're already at the first, when you read my book, you'll understand stop sign to stop sign. So you're already at that first stop sign. So you just need to keep putting one foot in front of the other and just look at the next stop sign. You don't necessarily have to look at the top, at the peak, but just look at that next stop sign and worry about day to day, one foot in front of the other. Because again, if you have the ability to come up with a big dream, a big goal, whatever it may have been, you have the ability to set out and conquer that. It's just a matter of asking the right questions, not being scared to ask for help, and seeking out the professionals or somebody who has already been there and done that, who can help you get to that next stop sign. And again, just keep moving, stop sign to stop sign.
Man, mic drop, bag drop. It's our girl Jodi Greve once again. Thank you, Jodi. For those who are tuned in, remember, you all are the real MVPs. Until next time, remember, this is the year for your new book. Be blessed and be great.